Hi there, welcome to Gaining Vision. I'm Melanie. Thanks so much for clicking. To my returning family, the Visionaries, thank you for your continuous love and support. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please feel at home. Have you had an opportunity to hit that subscribe button yet? If not, do me a favor, take a second, hit subscribe, and please don't forget to like and share. Growing up, I was always taught, as you climb the ladder of success, be careful who you step on, because you never know who you'll meet on your way down. These are powerful, wise words. And it reminds me of what's happening in South African politics right now. As we know, the former PP, the newest member of parliament for EFF, was impeached as the former PP. And at the top at parliament, people wanted to finish her. They didn't care what they said or did to bring her down. They didn't care if she had a career after or not. They did whatever it took to get their way. The EFF saw promise in her qualification, and in her capabilities. And they believed in her. And they brought her on board. And as one of the newest members of parliament, she is showing her stuff, working alongside of those same people that are trying to finish her. I kind of giggle because really, truly, they didn't care who they were knocking down. And now here she is working alongside of them on the same committees. Can we say karma? As she demonstrates in these 3 clips that I'm going to play for you, she shows her qualifications, how well she's doing and what she brings to the table as a member of EFF, but also how she makes the other members of parliament feel a little hot under the collar, let's say, or uncomfortable. The first clip is when she was questioning a candidate from Sala. In this clip, we're going to play it. I really appreciate the way that not only does she ask the questions, but also she provides some insight and knowledge for the individual. Let's take a listen.
Good morning, Ms. Quinana.
Morning.
I'm good. I have only 5 minutes between me and you responding, so we will be short. Saula, I'll still go back there because that's your reference point. You dealt or you mentioned the issue of the gender-based violence. You're matching women abuse. In your definition, does it only include violence and killing?
No.
What about emotional abuse?
Emotional abuse, psychological abuse, financial abuse.
Yes. What have you done as Saula to deal with all the women in the legal profession, because that's where you are, who are being abused emotionally and otherwise by the media in South Africa?
Yeah.
Have you issued any statement condemning that?
We actually did.
Which example?
We did recently when there was a talk with regard to the appointment of Advocate Kollega Gwelega and the fact what was said at Parliament.
That was the only time.
We actually did.
I'm saying that was the only time. Before then?
Before then.
Because as a commissioner, I think what you were doing at Saula, you should continue to do, irrespective of who is involved or what the media is saying about that particular person.
No, before then, there must have been any other issue that we might have dealt with, maybe because I was not really responsible for the media statements. I might have missed it, but we have been, if you look
That's
at
what I'm
our...
saying, maybe other examples, but yeah, maybe let's pass. I don't remember seeing them. I saw other women being abused financially, or even Parliament exposing their financial records, but nothing was done by Saula in that particular aspect. So the other issue is your issue of dealing with the abuse of state resources, where you'd find that the issue of Hammer's crime.
Yeah.
As SAULA, did you issue any statement, or were you very vocal about that, or any pro bono work which you did to make sure that you hold the department or responsible?
In fact, what we did as members of SAULA, we provided water in those communities because remember there was a scarcity of water. We brought some sanitation towels. We brought the sanitizers as well in us trying to assist.
I'll just budge in, but not in that way, which is good, but in your field, because you are women lawyers.
Yes.
Yes, and that's the responsibility of government, and they are funded to do that. They are not doing their work. What I'm saying is, for you to do pro bono work, for you to even, if you are not taking it to court, take it to the public protector or to the Human Rights Commission. Yes. So that's the kind of intervention I'm just asking, did you do that?
No, we haven't done it, but in fact, what our president has decided to do is to form committees which will look at us being able to take on matters pro bono. You must understand, as SAULA very much compromised. We depend on our own resources.
Okay.
So we are all in private practice, yes, most of us.
You don't need resources. I think it's for the benefit of those who are in SAULA and even yourself. You don't need resources to lodge a complaint with the public protector. You don't need resources to lodge a complaint with the Gender Commission. I'm just saying
but remember,
that's what you can take forward.
Yeah,
or even you don't need resources to lodge a complaint with the Human Rights Commission.
But Ma'am Cohen, you must not forget this. Members of SAULA, it's a voluntary organization, firstly. These are women that are in private practice, right? That steal from their own time. And as women, you know how marginalized we are. We are not getting work. Briefing patterns are still a problem. We don't have work like our male counterparts.
Let's move.
So, no, it's important for me to mention this to you.
No. Let's move.
It's important.
I understand.
You understand where I'm coming from?
No, I understand.
So we are able to do that which we can do. A premise where you would have had resources, but here we are. We don't have funds. I will use my own car to go to Hammanskraal. I don't stay in Hammanskraal.
You don't need money to lodge a complaint with the public protector.
But I must get the information from the ground, isn't it? I must go and engage the members of the community.
No, you can even call them, so you don't even have the resources to call them, or you don't have, Hammanskraal. Call the communities or get the information. So, that's that.
The 5 minutes is up. Yes. You started at 10:50.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, Chairperson, I needed your protection. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Despite it being a really good illustration of how she was asking questions, did you notice how the chairperson didn't come to her aid when the individual was coming back and acting aggressively towards the member of parliament for EFF? That just shows that they still don't respect her the same way, even though she's on the same committee. In the second clip, she's asking some hard questions of a commissioner of the human rights to ask about his stats. Let's take a listen.
Person, good morning, Mr. Nixon.
Tobela.
Oh, Lochan.
Ralina.
Lochan, yes, you speak a lot about a lot which you are doing, and I see in your CV, you say you have strong, excellent management skills, strong leadership skills, excellent strategic planner. So they've said it, the honorable members, about the failure of the Human Rights Commission to meet your targets. And with those expertise, how are you not making sure that, you are 7 years almost now, but you haven't met, the commission hasn't met the annual commissioner specific targets. I don't know whether you have met yours, because you know the issue of planning, annual performance plan, strategic planning. You can't plan to fail.
Thank you, Chairperson. Honorable Kwebane. I remember the time that the two of us spent at Masipumwelele. And you know how we have resolved and continues not yet resolved because the city of Cape Town has not come to the party. And that's where we failed. I am one individual within the commission, so I can influence the commission. And if the commission, because there are 7 other commissioners, so with all my skills, I can only influence, I can only advocate, I can only be there and so on. But if the collective decide otherwise, then I can't throw out my toys because I'm part of a collective. But I do know that the reflection of our last annual report must be seen against all the other annual reports that we've had there. All the others, because the others doesn't speak to the last one. And so we can't just take one annual report and make a thing. But if you look at our
I'm just checking the past 7 years. Did you meet your targets?
Indeed. Indeed, maybe we failed 1 or 2 personally. I have always put in my targets, I would always say, these are the APPs, but please look beyond the APPs. This is what I'm doing, and that is not recorded. It's unfortunate that it's not recorded, Chairperson, because I have done, I mean personally, and I say personally, I'm sorry, I apologize, I've done it on behalf of the Commission. Wherever I've gone, it's on behalf of the Commission.
Okay, on the question of your complaints process.
Yes, ma'am.
In terms of this, the one where you can lodge a complaint, walk in, online, and everything. Are you participating or are you monitoring that? Is it gazetted? I understand it's gazetted. Are you complying to that as the Commission?
Chairperson, thank you, Honorable Mkhwebane. This is the problem that we have. That's why I'm referring always to complaint handling procedure and where we are as the Commission. Because if the complaints handling procedure in our organization has been developed by human beings, and it's like 3 times the Bible that you need to go through. Whereas human rights violations don't depend on that. So you come and you complain there, and commissioners are not supposed to get involved in the complaints handling procedure. You have to refer the complaints to the relevant office, and they go through
the process. But are you not monitoring that?
Of course.
Yes, because the Commission reports to you.
Of course, we do. We do monitor it, and we do raise the issues that are there. But the complaints handling procedure is that 20 days, 20 days, 40 days, 30 days, Chairperson. And in the meantime, if somebody's water is cut, I'll give you examples. Somebody's water is cut in Samonium. They need to complain to the, it takes 20 days for them. I go there. So maybe I'm guilty. I'm guilty. Yes,
no,
I'm guilty.
I think the question is the issue of, if then it's 20 days, 20 days, what are you doing to as commissioners? Because then you can instruct that process, if there are early resolution matters, that is then incorporated in the Gazette. Is that not done? So you just proceed without complying to it?
Chairperson, thank you, Honourable Member. You know, we must also be very careful as commissioners wanting to interfere into that complaints handling procedure. So we allow that process to continue, but I will give you one example. I'll give you one example. A lady complained for us for 2 years about a birth certificate, and it's in the complaints handling procedure. And they sent it to Home Affairs in Barrack Street. They continued to do that, and it so happened that one morning I was there, and I found this lady, and I called Mr. Isaacs from Home Affairs. The lady went there. It was resolved within 1 day. So yes, we do monitor. We ask them how far they, but we're practical possible. We intervene and say, how can we resolve the issues?
But then the reports, the delay to issue reports, the investigations. I mean, the Eastern Cape, 120 children who've died. You've just issued the report. And I mean, 1 death is too many. You delayed so much. What are you saying about that?
Thank you, Chairperson. Honourable Mkhwebane, you know...
Commissioner Nissan, can you be brief? Because
very brief. I'm sorry. Checkers, you can't take an Mfundisi and an ex-politician together. It's very difficult. Honorable Kwebane, yes, no. I can tell you that we've already raised that before the report was released. We raised it with the executive in the Eastern Cape. And we are busy discussing with them on this matter.
Thank you very much.
What I really appreciated about this one is she's asking the hard questions, and as he tries to dance around the answers, she keeps pulling him back and wanting results. This is why she's an effective member of Parliament, to bring them back and make the other members of the committee pause and listen to the answers that they may or may not be getting. These two clips show how qualified she is and how well she handles herself as a committee member. But the third clip shows a completely different side to her that I think it's really, really important. This is when they were contemplating and discussing a retired judge. Now, she wasn't there for the original thought process of the committee, but she wants to ensure that her thoughts and ideas on the topic are heard on the committee, as well as that she's showing that she's looking out for the best interests of South Africans. Let's take a listen.
Chairperson, Chairperson, I think sometimes we just rush, or, well, I was not part of your deliberations before, but then here we're talking about the life of a retired judge who was disciplined by the JSC. Yes, the Deputy Chief or the Chief Justice has written and clarified, and that the matter of the 1 million or the fine which was paid by Judge Mutata will be dealt with by the JSC, which I think as the voice of the voiceless. Chairperson, I think it's a very wrong approach which we are taking as this committee, where we just refer the matter to the National Assembly to recommend for the removal of Judge Mutata, and the person has shown even remorse by paying that money, and he's a retired judge. Where is Ubuntu? I mean, to just deal with the Africans like this, I don't think it's the proper way of dealing with this thing. Why can't we at least give them an opportunity again, and we sit with the legal and Judge Mutata, and we hear all the bases of this matter, because I know, yes, the matter was dealt with, yes, it was finalized, but then why do we have to treat this matter as if we are not dealing with the livelihood of a person? Actually, as the EFF, we are not in support of the referral of this matter to the National Assembly, because it's just a very heartless process to think about, because I think we should be applying our mind and not just coldly say this process has run its course, there's fairness. But then I think we should be really thinking what's the benefit or what public interest will be impacted if this matter can be dealt with in such a way that this person has paid that fine, and surely he's was punished for doing that. And to me, it's still linked to this particular process because we're dealing with the same issue. So I think that's my contribution.
I appreciated how strong and firm she was on her beliefs as a member of EFF and showing how she wants things to happen. She questions how the committee is handling it and uses examples on what they could do differently. Even though she may not have gotten her way on this particular one of having it thrown to the National Assembly, she still showed that she has a heart. She's looking out for the best interest of the judge, but also for other South Africans, making sure that they are being heard, seen, and valued at the committee level. Once again, the members of parliament on these same committees, the ones that wanted to finish her, are feeling the heat. They see that she's a strong candidate. She is going to fight for what is right on behalf of EFF, and they're going to struggle with this. These 3 clips are just a little example of why the newest member of parliament for EFF is such a great asset, and that EFF saw this in her. It proves to us the importance of making sure, as any of us climb that ladder of success, we're careful who we stepped on. Because remember, those members of parliament that try to finish her are now having to work alongside of her. It makes me pause and think of what's going to happen after the elections in 2024. These members of parliament that have been trying to finish different people, not caring what happens, just to accomplish their own goals. As they climb back down that ladder, who are they going to meet? And when they get to the bottom and they find their constituencies, the voters, are they going to be able to look them in the eye and say, I did the best that I possibly could for you? I guess time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. But this is a good lesson for all of us to learn from. Remember, be respectful. Share your thoughts and ideas with honesty, dignity, and grace for anyone, because each and every one deserves to be treated properly. I want to thank the newest member of EFF, the member of parliament, for standing her ground, for doing what is right, and for not letting those that try to bring her down get in her way of achieving her goals. I'd love to hear thoughts, ideas, and comments. Please drop them below and let's have a conversation. And please don't forget to hit that notification button, like and share. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.